Hello, people! This is your host and host, Kranti, once again with another new What If. As the thumbnail says, it's What If Deku had sunshine. So, by the way, I'm gonna make sunshine into a cork, not like a cork, like it's not gonna be a magical ability, because I'm gonna make it into a cork, okay? So, and I'm gonna take some creative liberties because it's my what if. Okay, so without further ado, let's start. So essentially, Hisashi is not gonna have a fire breathing cork. He's gonna have a cork that lets him absorb that lets him stockpile solar energy. Yeah, like Superman does, like how Superman does. He's gonna have that ability, stockpiles solar energy. And and Inko is gonna have a cork. That cork is essentially it's gonna Inko will have the cork that will essentially let her have store that energy and rejuvenate her body with youth, or she can project her energy, she can create blast, or she could absorb that energy energy that is within her, and use it for use it as her life force, or use it some kind of blast. So Inko cannot absorb energy, but she can use energy and project energy. And Hisashi, all he does is absorbs he stockpiles solar energy, which he can which scientist or the power grid takes. He's essentially a human solar panel. Hisashi is a human solar panel, stockpiles energy, and a battery. And Inko is essentially a taser. Yeah, a human taser with energy. So they're both cork combines, and Deku essentially stockpiles solar energy. Yeah, all for, one for all. But he's gonna absorb sunlight. So we are getting Escanor vibe. So the hotter it gets, the more sunlight he can absorb sunlight and store it inside his body, and then he can use it. He can use that as life force or as muscle mass, because his core did mutate a little bit, or strength, or he can use it as fire blast or blast, solar blast. Yeah, so essentially he's gonna spam cruel the sun at the enemies, because he's gonna be a OP Deku. He's probably gonna be more OP than All Might at his prime. So yeah, essentially Deku is gonna be OP as hell. So Deku, before Deku, Bakugo awakens his core that, hey, I have an explosion, and Deku is then Deku tries to save Bakugo, and Bakugo is falling down, and he literally becomes a buff guy, a toddler buff guy. Yeah, get that image in your head. Now that I say it, a 4-year-old toddler, which looks like Arnold Schwarzenegger. That's a disgusting image. So he's essentially gonna look like a 4-year-old Arnold Schwarzenegger with steroids. Yeah, sorry for the sound. Yeah, he's gonna look like that, and he's gonna look like a 4-year-old bodybuilder, and there's gonna be immense heat coming out of his body. That is literally gonna boil the pond's water, and Baku is holy shit, what is Deku, you're burning, do you have fire cork? And I don't know. And the school teacher calls Inko and Sashi, and like, yeah, I think your son's quirk just manifested and it's burning a lot. And Deku is like, Deku can't hold in the energy because he's like absorbing solar energy in a massive pile, and he's like stockpiling it. So Hisashi comes and he's like, boy, I think you have quirk like similar to my, just like try to put it inside your body. And like he tries to do that, and he just literally like the overheating stops. But there's like a huge like lion tattoo on his back, which is it's like a power cell for him, where he puts like the extra solar energy. Yeah, he's gonna have the lion tattoo, obviously, because our boy is not Escanot's reincarnations, but he is pretty gonna be OP. So he has a gigantic lion tattoo, like a humongous lion tattoo, and that like he stores his energy. He's still like buffed, 4-year-old Arnold Schwarzenegger buff, but you know, sorry, my family members are like screaming, sorry for that. Okay, so he's gonna be a 4-year-old like Arnold Schwarzenegger buff guy, who's like 4-year-old steroid 4-year-old kid with juice. It takes like a lot of like juice. Yeah, so he's gonna be like that. And like Hisashi tells him to calm down, and like the heat disappears, but he's like absorbing solar energy throughout the day. And when it comes evening, the energy is like less, he becomes normal, but there still remains still there is a sun tattoo, because he absorbed the energy. It didn't disappear, it is still inside of him, so he can access that energy. He can spam cruel sun at night too. Yeah, he's gonna be spamming cruel sun at night too. So he's like that, like so Hisashi thought like maybe he can like so Inko is like, oh dear, he has quirk similar to you. It's a shame he doesn't have quirk like mine. He cannot like project energy like mine. Then like Deku sees that her mother can create like energy ball and projects energy like sun energy rays like coming from her hand, and Deku tries to copy it, and he creates like a miniature sun, like cruel sun on his hand. And they're like, what the hell? And everything is like super hot, like the steel is melting, the concrete is melting, the wood is burning. And they're like, what the Deku, stop, just throw it outside. And he like throws outside, and there's like a stream of lake which evaporates, and Deku becomes like completely like scrawny and little. And both Sashi and Inko is like, he just have a combination of both of our quirks. He can absorb energy and he can release energy. Izuku, you're gonna be an amazing hero. And yeah, he's gonna be little prideful, like a lot prideful. Like he's gonna definitely be like our boy Ascano. He's gonna be prideful as hell, because he's gonna be pampered from the very early age, because he is the one, the all one, like cruel son. He's I like Noxtaku. Thank you, man. Yeah, so essentially, yeah, he's gonna like he's gonna grow up like around his 14, like when he's like at the last age of like his middle school. And people are gonna be like, well, it seems Bakugo and Midoriya are gonna apply for UA, and Bakugo is like, yeah, I'm gonna be the number one best. And Deku is like, Deku from the behind, he's like, he stands up, and literally it shakes the entire building, because he's buffed, because he's like juiced, he's like hella juiced. So he's gonna be like, just Bakugo, only I can be the number one, because I stand on top of everyone. I am the number one. I am of all. I am the one. I stand above all. I am the very pinnacle of strength. and Bakugo is legit scared of Deku in this what if, because he is our boy Escanor-sama, the cruel son spamming Escanor-sama. So he's obviously gonna be scared of him. Like hell, like even Meliodas should be scared of Escanor-sama, because Escanor-sama is Escanor-sama, obviously. So Bakugo is like Bakugo doesn't like say right out to his face, but Bakugo is like, I'll show you, you worthless Deku. I'm gonna be better than you. Yeah, he's being a DICK and jerk. So he like takes the shortcut and he goes through the tunnel, and the slime villain comes and like, hey kid, give me your body, and he and like he's like, huh, what? He's not paying attention because he knows that he is the one. So he like the sludge villain tries to suffocate Deku, and Deku is like, okay, I see what you're doing. So he releases some of the heat and energy. Like what happens to like the witch lady, I don't remember her name, who like eats like Escanor's soul. Yeah, the sludge villain literally gets burned. It's like it's getting burned. It's like, it's like burning. It's like, what the hell are you, kid? It's like you're like raging fire. Then Deku is like, not quite right. I am the one that is above all. I am Deku. I am Midoriya. I am above all. I am the pinnacle of strength. I am like the sun, eternal, always burning, and immense strength. And the sludge villain is like, what the hell are you? You're a freak, kid. And he's like, and Deku creates like a small, very tiny, cruel sun, and he like shoves it to the sludge villain. And the sludge villain is like, you're burning, it's burning. Yeah, the sludge villain is that hurt my throat. And the sludge villain is like severely like, his slime is essentially sludge, so he's getting like severely evaporated, and he became like really, really tiny. And All Might is like, hey kid, have you seen a sludge villain? And Deku is like, All Might, yes, there is one. There is like a tiny villain. And then All Might is like, what the hell? That guy was supposed to be massive. He was like really difficult to find for me in the sewer. How did he shrink down? Then Deku is like, and then All Might is like, thank you, sir. And then Deku is like, I'm not a sir, All Might. I'm just a normal teenage boy. You teenage? You're 7 feet tall. You're like Arnold Schwarzenegger you look like Arnold. If Arnold Schwarzenegger ate 3 Arnold Schwarzenegger and then finished his dinner with like 20 liters of steroid. Yeah. Is that ripped? Not that ripped, like he is like that. He's immense. Yeah, so there is like, yeah, here then I like took care of it. You're welcome, All Might. And the All Might is like, damn, the pride on this kid. Like, what the hell? Why is this kid so prideful? It's like, it's so like, that's a bad thing. And then the whole like question with like the whole interaction with All Might and like Deku doesn't happen in this scenario, and the whole interaction of like Deku asking him, can I be a hero without a coke, doesn't happen, and he doesn't like gets like All Might's pants. That incident doesn't happen, so Bakugo doesn't get attacked in this timeline. So yeah, essentially like Deku doesn't even train in the 10-month period like time, and he just straight up goes into the he just does some light training. He just cleans up. Like he was like, one time he was like passing through Dagobah Beach, and he was like, this beach is littered with junk. I'm gonna clean it. So he's like, cruel son. And I love saying cruel son. So he like creates a mediocre cruel son, and he like shoves it, and it literally incinerates all the trash, and the sand literally becomes glass. And he's like, oh, I shouldn't have used that, because now the sand became glass. And he's like, Deku is like, oh, well, I can fix it in a way. And he thunderclaps it like the Incredible Hulk does. He gives a big clap on the glass, it shatters, and he gives another clap, and it just like, it becomes like dust, like literal glass dust, which mixes with sand. So yeah, he creates new sand. Yeah. And yeah, our boy Deku can also absorb moonlight, because if you know science, moonlight is essentially solar light which is bounced by the moon to the sun, which like reflects the moon, and the light bounces back to earth. So he's gonna like reflect, he's gonna get moonlight too. But I mean, he doesn't need moonlight because his tattoo is essentially like a giant battery. But I'm still gonna try to make this cool. And when it is like nighttime, he's gonna be little bit cautious, not that prideful. He's gonna have like a serious mentality for fighting, but his aura, his cruel suns, and his like burning aura is gonna be little bit like how should I say, little bit blue. I know blue flame is hotter than yellow flame. I know, but just please, it looks cool, okay? Just please, okay? So yeah, he will have blue aura, and when it is that time, he will have like yellow, orangish, reddish aura, like the sun, cruel sun aura. So yeah, he's gonna have that, and he's gonna go to the entrance exam. Deku like cooked, essentially like roasted the sludge villain. Now he's gonna like go to the entrance exam, and he's like, okay, so like the normal timeline, he goes to the entrance exam, but he's like a behemoth. Before going at, he does his like workout, because he has like Arnold Schwarzenegger body. Like if Arnold Schwarzenegger ate two other Arnold Schwarzenegger, prime Arnold Schwarzenegger, yeah, he has that body. He goes to a local gym, and he uses like let's just say like 100 like kilograms weight as like normal dumbbells, hand dumbbells. And he's like, do you have more weight? And he couldn't find a weight, so he goes outside of the gym and picks up a big ass monster truck and like uses that as like weight. And he's like, oh, that's good, that's a fine warm-up. He does like he puts like 100 kilograms of like weight all over his body, like and like he starts to go into the sea and like swims, and everybody, he's like does like a jogging, and after the jogging he goes to the sea, and he like before going to the sea, he sees that Dagobah beach, and he's like, oh, that should be clean, and he does a cruel sun and literally like evaporates everything, and he swims through, like there's like over like more than 1,000 kilograms of weight on him, and he like swims through the entire weight. Yeah, that's ludicrously like ludicrous amount of weight, but it's our boy Escanor Deku, so he can do that. Big Daddy Escanor, cruel sun, like cruel sun-loving Escanor. So yeah, he does that, and he like he has like a workout routine which is like intense. Like, I mean, he kind of looks like a miniature Hulk right now. So yeah, sorry for the extra noise. So he's like going through that, and he's like getting ready for the entrance exam, and he's like already all suited and booted up for the entrance exam, and people are like shouting, like the people are like shouting, and everybody's like excited. So he's like a behemoth, like a mountain of a man. Like imagine if you read the manga, he's kind of like Gigantomachia, but not that big yet. yet, but he is big. So yeah, he essentially looks like as big as like 7 Deadly Sins Escanor when he's like in normal mode. So everybody's like, sir, why are you going to the entrance exam hall? And he's like, well, I am a kid, I am here for the entrance exam. You're a kid? How old are you? 15 or 14. I'm 14. 14? And you look like that? You look like Arnold Schwarzenegger, 82 Arnold Schwarzenegger. Like, well, that is my quirk, sunshine. I am loved by the sun, and that's why I am above all the creature. I am the one and only who is in the pinnacle, or who stands in the pinnacle of all creation. And people are like, dude, that guy is cocky as hell, prideful as hell. And he's like, goes through the exam. Escanor Deku, he doesn't fall. I mean, what kind of obstacles will let him fall? He's not gonna fall. He just like bounce through it. And President Mike is like, yeah, we ready, kid, for the examination. And he's going through that, and Ida like interrupts him, and Deku gives him like a blind stare. It's like, and Ida's like, well, what about the 0 point robots? And President Mike is like, shut up. It's just like an obstacle. If you want to go through it, you can go through it. If you don't want to go through it, you can ignore it. And he's like, okay. Then he's like, so are you guys ready? Let's start. And everybody's like waiting for the timer, and President Mike is like, what you guys are waiting for? Real heroes in real situations never have timers. They just go on the action as soon as they have to go. So start now. So there's like a lot of robots on the end here. So Escanor like punches, kicks, destroys like robots left and right. Come on, he's Escanor. He sometimes even like, he's not gonna spam cruel sun. I mean, and it's like in the middle of day, so he's getting stronger and stronger. Like at the beginning, it took him like 2 or 3 like strikes to destroy one robot, but now he can like destroy a robot with one strike. That's just like he's just like ludicrously strong. So yeah, he's like doing that. He's like bodying robots left and right. And the whole incident with Uraraka and the 0 point robot happens. Everybody's running, and he's like, what are they running from? And he's like, test, such a pale, puny little thing. And he like jumps in forward, and he like creates a palm strike, and he's like, cruel sun. He creates like a moderately sized sun death ball beam thingy, and he like flings it towards like the, how Escanor created the cruel sun, which he threw it to Esterosa, aka Mile. Spoilers. Yeah. So when he throws it to Esterosa, like the one that like evaporated the lake, like it literally, the 0 point robot like goes towards the lake and evaporates it, and there's nothing left. Like the whole lake is evaporated. He's like, I guess this should do. And everybody's like, what the hell? Because everybody's jaw just dropped. Everybody's jaw is like, Nani? Multiplied by infinity, or 10,000, not infinity, that's too much, 10,000. And it's like, what the hell? Even Aizawa sensei, our Aizawa sensei Eraserhead, who doesn't get like startled by anything, who has like the most amazing poker face, he's like, what the hell, Nani? And Uraraka thanks him. He's like, Uraraka thanks him and says like, thank you very much for helping me. And he's like, and since he's Escanor, so he's gonna have personality of Escanor. He's like, he's flexing left and right. Yeah. And he's like, don't worry, simple and For weak creatures like you guys, I am always here. The hero, loved by the sun, the one and only, the one. Yeah, his hero name is gonna be the one, the solar hero, the one. That's actually a pretty amazing name, like the one who. I am the one who stands above all. I am the one who is at the pinnacle of all and everyone. I am the one who is the strongest. I am the one, the solar hero, the one. Yeah, as he says the one, and he points his left finger, his left hand, and his left hand's index finger towards the sky. Yeah, like Escanor does, and he creates like a cruel sun. Yeah, as he says that, and he like flings a cruel sun. Yeah, that's, imagine that. So he's that OP. Yeah, so he's like that, and everybody's President Mike is like, well, the time for the time for exam is over. Now go to your home and wait for the results. So yeah, I mean, like, come on, Deku gets in. There is no need to cover that. He gets in, he breaks All Might's record and everything that. And as soon as he goes to like UA High, and people, and he sees like the door. Since he is a big boy, he's gonna feel like, the doors. This door is good. I always have to kneel before entering any place. Now I don't have to kneel. Good job, UA High. This is certainly the place for the one. For me, for a being like me, that is certainly a place. So like he goes inside the classroom, and everybody's like watching a behemoth that is Escanor, like without his, like, everybody's like, what the hell, man? Who is this guy? I mean, like, you can't help not look at a guy who looks like Escanor in real life or in anime. Everybody, all the girls, they're just literally like, their knickers just dropped, and they're just like, what the hell? I mean, if he's that big, if he has that big hand and that big feet, I mean, they can imagine he has something that is equivalently big. Yeah, I'm getting dirty. So yeah, they're like, oh shit, that's a big boy. And all the boys are like, man, what does he eat? Like, what the hell does he eat? It's like, he's like ripped. Like, he's like, he probably looks like, I mean, he looks like prime Escanor. I mean, come on, that's just too ripped, like hella ripped. So yeah, he goes to the classroom, and everybody like before Aizawa comes, everybody is like so stunned by how godly and how epically Escanor-sama or Deku-sama looks like here. They're just quiet. They're just like, Nani. They're just looking at him and admiring his beautiful physique. No homo, okay? No homo, not at all. So yeah, they're admiring it, and Uraraka comes and he's like, oh, thank you for saving me. And then Deku is like, come on, he has Escanor's personality a little bit. So he's like, oh, worry not, fair maiden. It is the job of the hero to save fair maiden in distress, and a creature such as you, all the creatures are, everyone is after all beneath me. So it is my duty as the strongest to save everyone. And as soon as he says that it is my duty as the strongest to save everyone, like, it struck a nerve to Bakugo and Todoroki. I mean, Bakugo is like dead scared of him, but he's still like, I mean, he still has the drive to be the number one. So like, it rubs in a wrong way to Todoroki. Todoroki is like, what the hell, with the nerve on this guy, the pride, the cockiness on this guy. So Aizawa comes in, it's like, oh good, all of you are like really quiet, that's good. Now take your gym uniform and go into the fields. We're gonna do some cork apprehension test, and everybody's like, cork apprehension test? What about the orientation? And Aizawa tells them like, hey, real heroes doesn't need orientation. You're in the hero course. You don't need the orientation. You have to get ready, and if you guys don't follow my orders, I'm gonna expel you. So everybody like goes into the school grounds, and Aizawa like gives them like okay, we're gonna do some test on your cork. Whoever gets the lowest score I will expel them. So everybody's like, come on, we had a test already. And like Deku like says like, ho ho ho, okay teacher, I agree with you, tell me what test to do. And Deku is like, you're here, Deku, since you got the highest score in the exam. And like when everybody heard that, like Bakugo and Todoroki especially, like everybody was like, damn, that guy has the biggest score, highest score. I mean, and Todoroki and Bakugo is like, damn, that Deku. And Todoroki is like, I guess he's not all talk, he has some substance. So throw this like ball, and now you can use your cork. What was your like previous throw? And he said like, my previous throw, it was infinity. Yeah, it's like Deku. It's like Escanor Deku. Come on, it's infinity. And everybody's like Aizawa is like, infinity? Damn, I know this kid is strong, but not that strong. It's like, well, this time you can throw with your cork. And he's like, Deku is like, sate. Yeah, if you don't know what I am talking about, go watch the anime. It's good, especially the first season. That's really, really good. The later seasons sucked a little bit. The first season is amazing. So, yeah, he takes the ball and he throws it, and he doesn't even do cruel sun or anything. It's like 11 in the morning before high noon when it's 12. So that guy is strong as hell. So he throws the ball, and it straight out goes infinity, and everybody's jaw dropped. And like Eraserhead, like Aizawa sensei asked like, why didn't you use your cork? And you could have used your cork. And he's like, then Deku is like, well, if I used my cork, I would have burned the entire place down. And it's like, what do you, everybody's like, what? Does this guy have some dangerous cork or something? Uraraka and Ida are, since they share the same like exam area, they're having the cruel sun like flashbacks, and they're like, yeah, it is good that he didn't use his cork, because that guy's cork, like he literally using his cork almost made me feel like I'm gonna have like a sunstroke or a heat stroke. Yeah, so he's like, so all this, like every exam Deku becomes first. I mean, come on, he's Escanor Deku, he's gonna be the one. Like speed, he's just like, Ida can run fast, he's just gonna like jump and clear it. It's Escanor. I mean, he can people from Seven Deadly Sin, they're OP as hell. Yeah, and Deku has been stockpiling energy for almost like 12 to 11 years. So he's gonna be like, the more he stockpiles energy, he's gonna be more stronger. So yeah, and his tattoo on his back is gonna get like darker. So yeah, he's like stockpiling energy like left and right, and he, like, the amount of energy that he can absorb in one sitting is amazing. So he's like stockpiling it, and like he finishes the exam and he asked Aizawa like, sir, can I be excused? And it was like, why? Don't you want to see anybody else, how anybody does this exam? And he's like, well, I don't need to, but I am feeling a little bit down under the weather. And he's like, okay, yeah, go have some fun, kid, okay? And yeah, I mean the reason why like Deku, I mean he's like necessarily Escanor. He doesn't get sick because he's the one, obviously, because it's high noon, and when it's high noon he becomes the one. He can't help it. Like even in the anime, Escanor can't help it. He becomes the one who stands above all, the one who stands above all of the pinnacle of creation. Yeah, he becomes the one. So he jumps like Hulk and clears the distance, clears miles of distance, and gets under a cave. There's like a lake in it, and the lake literally evaporates, and he's like staying and meditating, and he punched a mountain, and the mountain became like a trench. Yeah, I mean, if you know Escanor's true feats, I'm not highballing him. I'm pretty much lowballing him. Like that guy literally causes a cruel sun, which literally makes an entire bloody lake into evaporate. It literally makes the whole entire lake evaporate into nothingness. And that guy did one time punched a mountain, and it became a crater. So yeah, that guy was punched a cave, and it became like a trench, essentially. I mean, that if you know Escanor Sama, you know what I exactly mean. So yeah, he's like that. So everybody does their test. Minata has the lowest score, and he's like, Aizawa is like, okay, Minata, I'm gonna why can't I speak English? Bloody hell! I'm gonna expel you. And Minata is like, no, sir, I'm not gonna be pervy anymore. No. And it's like Aizawa is like, psych, you're not. And Momo chimes in and is like, oh well, obviously he said that to make sure that we are gonna do our best. Nevertheless, because of the fear of because of the fear of not studying in UAI. So yeah, so everybody's like, yeah. So Deku comes and is like, okay, we're done, we're good. And people are like, they're having their class and everything. And Deku it's book smart too. He's not an idiot. He's moderately smart, but he's just like all powerful. Yeah, I love Naxtaku. I still watch him, subscribe to him. If you're watching Nastaku, hey man, subscribe me back, because I'm subscribed to you. So yeah, so he's all powerful, and he does his class, and now we're gonna leave this right now here. We're gonna cover the USJ arc. So last time when we were in this what if, Deku did his what did he do? Okay, let's see. Yeah, he did the core comprehension test, and he's all powerful. So yeah, he's gonna do the USJ arc. So the USJ arc, Kurogiri and Shigaraki comes. Shigaraki tells Kurogiri Shigaraki, no, it's not Shigaraki. Kurogiri, open up the portals. You teleport those kids. So he teleports them, and Deku grabs Minata and Suyu, and he just Froppy, and he just jumps, and he's Cruel-san, and he evaporates the lake again. Evaporates the pool actually again, and he even melts away all the clothes of the villain, because his Escanor. Come on, it's Escanor Deku. Come on, that guy is extremely strong. So yeah, he does that. While doing that, so Deku is okay, fuck it. So he's Hulk jumps everywhere where there's his fellow students are, and they're struggling to fight. So He's just doing it. He's just like bodying villains like left and right, and like as he's doing that, like Shigaraki's like really tense. Like, who is this kid? This kid is like stronger than All Might. They're cheating. They're cheating. They're cheating. They're cheating. They're just cheating. And he's being like a bitch, and yeah, he's being like a bitch. So he like Deku like says to like Shigaraki that, hear me, villain, you cannot win, because I stand above all the pinnacle of creation. I am the one, the number one. And you decided to attack my fellow classmate and my teachers. Who made you decide that? Who made you think you could come here and attack my fellow classmates and my teachers and hurt them? Who decided that? Only I can decide what can happen and what cannot happen in this world. And I decide that you will die. And Shigaraki is like, oh, Kurogiri, bring out the Nomu. And he like brings out like bunch of high-end Nomus, like 10, like yeah, about like 10 of them. And Deku is like, okay, you brought some golem. Let's see how hard they can hit. And he sees the what's it called, like the Nomus, like big muscular hulking Nomus, and he's like, finally some action. Let's see what happens. Finally some action. And he just like he like beats those Nomus, like he beats one Nomu with like one punch. He beats one Nomu with sometimes like with a chop, with like a cruel sun. He's like, I mean, boy, come on, he's Escanor-sama. He's just like, I mean, do you really think anybody would stand against him and live? No matter how strong the Nomu is, he just punches the Nomu heals, and he's like, oh, that's good. And he just punches the Nomu again, strongly, really, really strong. And the Nomu is like, oh, shit. The Nomu can't say, oh, shit. The Nomu is like in agonizing pain, and like half of it is like missing, like cell in like the super Kamehameha, like instant transmission Kamehameha. It's just the top of it is just missing because of the punch. Yeah, that's how powerful Deku is, and he's like totally like wiping out villain left and right, and they're like, oh, holy shit, they're scared, and like Kurogiri and Shigaraki wants to get the hell out of here, and Deku is like, oh no, I wouldn't let you do that. And he just like he just creates like a miniature cruel sun, and he just like lets it flow there, and they're like, holy shit, and like half of their body is like burned to crisp, and he just like, oh, like they escape, and he's like, oh, sate, I hope when they come again, I will get them again. Then All Might comes, and he's like, oh, what happened, are you guys safe? And he's like, fear not, All Might, it is I who saved them all. It is I, the number one, I did all the work. It is I, the number one, will take care of everything. You don't have to be worried. You don't have to worry yourself. Rest assured. Take a bunch of rest. Be easy. Do not think of anything. I am here. The one is here. And All Might is like, the hell, man? Why is this kid so prideful? And he's like, he just like, well, I have to go, and he just goes to like inside like a cave, because it's like turning into high noon, and All Might like followed him, and he like watches Deku, the one from, and he's like, what the hell are you, man? And Deku is like, well, this can kill people, that's why I do not show it in front of my other friends. Guys, oh, sorry, I'm so sleepy. Because I don't want to kill people, and All Might understands that out of all, like, there's like a lot of perverto and stuff like that, but still he has a heart of gold. Because Escanor, he may sound prideful and cocky, but still, it's Escanor. Come on, he's a good guy. Yeah, he's a good guy. Yeah, he may sound cocky as hell, but it's Escanor. He's a good guy. So yeah, he's like that, and he's just like, okay. He doesn't give a shit about anything and everyone, and it's like going on. So the hero internship arc happens, and not the hero internship arc. Sorry, what happened is the school festival arc happens, and Escanor just like walks. He's walking for a few seconds, then he like Hulk jumps it and clear the first obstacles. Then the Escanor is like, and the second obstacle in the in the race, he just wins it like with one jump. Yeah, sorry, I'm yawning again. Then comes the group battle, like the cavalry battle, and he asks like, what if he can go alone? And he goes alone. Nobody comes with him, and everybody who tries to attack him, he exudes his aura, and the aura of his like sun, solar energy is like making them like it's so hot that nobody wants to come in front of him. It's just like annoyingly hot. Yeah. Then like the battle with Todoroki in the that happens. Todoroki blasts some huge ice, and he just like walks through it, and it just melts. Todoroki's like, Nani? Surprise Pikachu face. Yeah, the battle with he doesn't even use Cruel Sun on Todoroki. He just walks and flings him with one one finger. He just like flings him, and he's like, stay there. I am the one. Thank you for the nice breeze. I felt a little bit warm. Now I feel a little bit chilly. Thank you for the breeze. Thank you for the cold shower. And everybody's like, who the hell is this kid? Boy, is he some kind of monster or something? Because that is not normal. That is just apt up. That kid is way too strong. Way too strong, and people are thinking this kid is probably comparable to Endeavor or something. And come on, Endeavor just can shoot fire, and he's literally the embodiment of sun on earth. So yeah, he's just going there chilling and stuff. So that's and Bakugo, the battle, he battles Bakugo, and he's Bakugo, give up. And Bakugo is never, Deku, I will kill you. And he's just Deku is okay, let's see what can you do. So Bakugo keeps exploding on his face, and Deku is that is nice. That is nice massage. And everybody's what the hell? Bakugo does 3 or 4 Hauser impacts, and that's nice. And he's Ninjaku. It means he's saying Bakugo is you're weak, you're extremely weak. And Bakugo the whole confidence with Bakugo and the Profoto. He just crushes Bakugo's confidence, and Bakugo is like, fuck, he just like effed up. Bakugo is like, in this timeline, Bakugo is effed up because he lost his confidence and stuff like that. Because come on, it's like Escanor Deku. You can't fight with a force of nature. You just can't. And Escanor is like a force of nature. So like Deku wins it, and he just gets a bunch of like internship, and like Gran Torino doesn't invite him, and he doesn't go to Gran Torino. He just goes to Endeavor, and like Endeavor is like he tries to help Shoto and not him, and like, he was like, do you want me to train Shoto? And like, Endeavor is like, what? Like, I can train him better than you. I can make him use my fire. He's in fire side. And Endeavor is like, okay, but what do I have to do it for you? And Endeavor, like Deku asks, have a serious battle with me. Let's see who's stronger. And Endeavor is like, your funeral, kid. And he fights like with Deku, like with all of his might, and he's like fighting with him. Like Endeavor can't do shit against him. Come on, it's Escanor. Endeavor can't do shit against Escanor Deku. I mean, bro, have you seen Seven Deadly Sin? Escanor is Escanor. Endeavor can't do shit against Escanor. He's just like, and after he beats like Endeavor in front of his family, and like in front of like the hero agency, is demanding for a hero license, and he's like, Todoroki-kun. He's talking to Todoroki-kun, and he's like, your fire side is your quirk, it's not your father's. You should use it, because if you want to become a better hero, you have to use all of your power, because people rely on you to save them. If you cannot do that, the one will not be always there to protect you from others. The one will not be able to help everyone. As I am the one, you should listen to me. And Todoroki listens to him because plot armor. Okay, and like Todoroki listens to him because plot armor. So yeah, all good and dandy, and like, so this is what happens. And Deku becomes a hero, and he's like, okay, time to fight like villains. And he just like he clears the villains like in 2 days, and he like the crime rate is like almost like zero. Every villain is like scared, and they go to like the king of the underworld, and goes to like All for One, and All for One is like, okay, we have to take care of him, and like All for One like attacks him. Bakugo doesn't take in Bakugo, like All for One just attacks like Deku's hero agency, and yeah, he has a hero agency. And like the battle that happened with All Might, that happened with Deku, and he just like stomps the shit out of like All for One. I mean, that is not even a contest. That's just like it's just like murder, straight up murder. Like as if like somebody's like, he just like throws all the quirks and all the powers that he can on Deku's face, and Deku's like, that doesn't happen anything, and like and even like Deku punches him like with the like a huge and yeah, Deku gets an axe, like it's like Escanor's axe, yeah, one-handed axe, because why the hell not we're not gonna give him an axe because it's too brutal, it's not too hero like. He's gonna get a bow stuff, yeah, he's gonna get like a stuff, like a stick stuff made of like some kind of energy absorbing metal, like plot armor. So yeah, he can store his like, the stuff is like super heavy. It's like divine stuff Rita, yeah, it's stuff. So he just like uses his stuff and like beats the, like he just like swipes with the one swipes. He just like he does like multiple swipes, and all for one has like a reflection core. Yeah, I'm just making up. It's like full counter. Oh, what if Deku had full counter? That's a nice what if. So yeah, it's kind of like full counter. So that like hurts him. There's like a blue mark or purple mark on his body, and he's like, oh, that is good. And he's like, you dummy, I made, because of your attack, I reflected your attack with my own power. And he's like, oh, that's good. That no wonder that hurt a little bit, because it was my attack. If it was your attack, it would be nice massage. Everybody's like and all for one is like, the nerves on this kid, and he's like, okay, let's see. And then he gives his like megaton giga punch with like his gigantic humongous arm, and he just like, Deku just punches him through, and he's just like, he just spams Cruel Sun and left and right, and he just dies. That's just all for one, just dies on live television. People are like, what the hell? Like every criminal. And Deku like gets the mic from the journalist, and he's like, to all you criminals, surrender within one day, or I am coming for you. The one is coming for you. And like almost every villain like surrenders except for Metal Liberation and Yakuza, and they get dealt with like immediately and easily, because it's Deku with Escanor's power. Come on, like. And like Deku and like Deku goes to patrolling. Yeah, he doesn't like does the internship, because he's a full-fledged hero. He's just like Night Eyes agency like invites him, and he's like, okay, there could be like Liberation Army and stuff like that, and he's like, okay. So he like Eri comes to him and he's like hugging him, and he's like, ho, kid, you don't have to live with him. If you don't want to, you can live with me. And he takes like Carrie and like Yeri, not Carrie, sorry, why am I saying Carrie? So yeah, so Eri and Iri-chan, and he's like in this instance, Mirio attacks Overhaul, because Mirio can like gauge it, and he understood that Overhaul is not a good guy. So then like the all-out fight happens with like the underworld, like Yakuza and Deku and Mirio. Mirio has one for all in this instance, so he's OPL hell to, so 2 OP power with Yakuza. Yeah, they're effed. They're fucked. They're like within 30 minutes they're beaten. Like the guy with like the one who like makes like weird makes concrete flow weirdly. Yeah, does that even matter? He just like spams Cruel Sun, and everything's getting destroyed. So yeah, Overhaul with his like super weird like hentai tentacle transformation. Cruel Sun, that bitch. So yeah, it's like it's Escanor. Come on, I mean, what do you expect? It's Escanor Deku. He just gets the shit done in a matter of seconds. So yeah, that happens, and after that, he's like, okay, that's good, man. Let's go, man. And he's like, fuck it. So he just like kills a bunch of people, takes name, and kicks ass left and right, and like the Liberation Army, it's not a bother to. It just like kills them. Like, I mean, come on, it's Escanor. He doesn't have any problem killing people, and he doesn't give a shit, because it's Escanor, and I said so. Plot armor, biatch. So yeah, he kills them, and he makes like Japan's crime rate disappear, and then he moves on to the other countries, and he just like he just destroys them. Because I mean, come on, he's the number one hero in the whole wide world, and he has like an international agency. Wherever he needs to go, he just like goes there in like 5 or 3 jumps, because he's Hulk. Yeah, I mean, the Forest arc, that doesn't happen because All for One is like killed before that. Shigaraki is still hiding and is like, I'm gonna have to take my revenge on you. And like Mirio caught him, and like Mirio with All Might like rehabilitates Shigaraki. Like Stain tries to attack some hero, he eventually gets caught by, let's just say, Mirio, because Mirio is smart enough, I think. No, Stain gets caught by our boy Ida. Ida will catch him, but he won't try to go for revenge, but he will catch him. We're gonna make it Detective Ida. So Stain gets caught by Ida, so that's it. There is no loose ends left. That's it. End of story. Done. What if Deku had power of sunshine? What if Deku had sunshine? What if Deku was Escanaut? Done. What if done? Finale. And this is your host and host Kranti signing off once again. Check out my what ifs, other playlists. Subscribe them, share them. Subscribe to my channel if you like them. Share them, like them, comment if you have any ideas or if you have any complaints or stuff like that. If you have any what if ideas, please comment it away. If you want to check out music, you can check out music. I may also make music on my channel. This is your host and host Kranti once again signing off. Bye bye. By the way, I'm a little bit sick and also I'm a little bit high. I think you can tell. Yeah, I'm a little bit high. Shouldn't have eaten that many edibles, so sorry about that. Bye bye. Love you guys. Seriously, I mean it. I do love you guys a lot. Subscribe.